Hello everyone and welcome to Animaechan. I'm going to be reacting to episode 4 of Spy Family, I believe. And luckily my third episode reaction was not blocked like my first and second episode. So turning down the volume really worked, which reminds me, let's turn down the volume again. I think last time I had it down to like 60% or something. Actually, I don't think I turned it back up. Okay, but that should be fine. Bye, Sotos. In the live chat, we have Cherry, Hunter, Sotos, Vasilis, Modru, Dark Shadow, Tiago, Simforgin. Oh, on that note, yesterday in the stream, we watched a Gintama, the Sakura Matsuri, Sakura Festival with VAs and music and everything. It was so much fun. So definitely, if you're watching this back on YouTube later, join us for streams on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On my Twitch, you can find the link to the schedule and everything, so you can just join for whatever you want. But yeah, Nox is here. Did I say Elizabeth Mike? Mike is the editor of this reaction series, so yeah, very glad he figured out a way to get the reaction to stay on YouTube. So let's get going. Episode 4. Everyone is watching you. They're judging you. Oh, they're already, the judging process already started. Elegance. Very elegant. They have spare clothes. Always, when you have an important meeting or anything, spare clothes is a must. What if you arrive at the test area or in the interview and someone is wearing the same dress as you? Prepared! New clothes! What if you are waiting and eating delicious cake and happen to miss some icing? New clothes! What if you happen to pass a beautiful, cute little child and the parent just is having a difficult time and they hand them over to you and the child sneezes or barfs on you? New clothes! Eleganto! I think this college fails. Lets children fall in gutters. Lets animals out. Fail. Fail. Not eleganto. Just gonna stare it down. Ooh. Wow. Wow, now that is smart. I would not have thought of a third pair. Oh, Anya. But as far as I'm aware, they can just like, she can just, if they ask her a question, they're thinking of the answer they want. So if Anya can just listen, I hope she'll be okay. Excuse me, what kind of man can't keep his wife happy enough to want to stay married to him and his daughter to want to be around him? Fucking tell her about she can't cook. You can't keep your wife, dumbass. Jealous. A specialist. Oh my god, she's so cute. Spa. A score? Jealous. I want to grab this man's nose and like go like, who hurt you? Then like stick him in his. Eleganto! Necessary violence. Sometimes you just need to teach someone a lesson. Controlled, focused. Bah! Oh, shame. No, you didn't. It's not unnecessary feelings. Well, get ready to see hell freeze over. Oh fuck. Waku waku. I want to rewatch it, but okay, this is them finding out that she got in. They're very surprised. This is them celebrating. She is having a bit too much to drink. This is them putting on music. I can't really tell what this is. Yes, music. Watching a movie. I don't know what he's doing. Then there's a... I don't know what's happening here. I don't know. I guess they're gonna go to an entrance ball. Like maybe it's like an entrance and then... I don't know. But there's clearly some kind of mission. Not gonna lie, watching the series makes me want to marry and have kids too. Well, I'm very lucky that I'm pretty much halfway. Well, I'm basically married. And I'm trying to have a baby. As soon as I get that positive test. So you're at least halfway to halfway. No, I'm halfway. I feel like I'm at least halfway. Compared to most people, I'm at the halfway mark. The first comment says Yoru's voice is elegant. Thank you for punching that bozo, Giga Chad. Lloyd is stronger than Saitama for killing that mosquito. But yeah, obviously everyone is at their own pace. I mean, I'm 29 and people definitely are getting married and having kids much later in life. Whether or not that's a good thing, it doesn't really matter. It's what works for you. I don't know why, but I feel like it's easier to have kids at a younger age because you're more fertile. So, because we were just talking about it today. Hanku's dad's new wife, her son's wife. Okay, she wasn't trying to get pregnant. She got pregnant twice, pretty close together. She wasn't even trying. And she's much younger than me. And I'm just like, and now me, I've been trying for about 8 months. 8 months. And I'm just here like, And then you get girls in high school that are like, oops. I'm balding heavily, so worried about ladies not really looking my way. That is like, maybe a 20-year-old is not going to look at you, but the kind of a lady you want to marry will not care about your freaking hair. She will care about, are you a good guy? Will you be a good dad? Can you, like, women are less worried these days about being taken care of, but I still feel like there has to be the sense that, you know, this person could take care of me. Even if she has her own job and whatever, I still feel like there has to be that feeling. So you don't have to be a traditional family, but people want to feel safe with someone, and you know, half the time these really good looking like guys, you don't feel safe with them because they're half the time looking at someone else anyway. So nah, don't worry about it. The universe works in mysterious ways. Security is good. Yeah, just a sense of security. And it's not even like, I mean, there are women who stay with men who are like drunks. So, I don't know. You don't need much. I'm confident I can take care of all the other aspects. But yeah, just my hair. Yeah, no way. Hair, psh. That is like, I've never heard a woman say, I want my husband to have like really great hair. Never heard anyone say that. So, no, I don't think it matters. So maybe if you were like really short. I'm kidding. Short guys, tall guys, doesn't matter. For me, I don't actually have a type. It's like, when I was in high school, I had a type. He is nice to me. Oh, he asked me out. Okay. I went out with a few guys in high school that I didn't even like them. It was just I felt bad to say no. But that's not a good, you don't want that, because then there's no love there. I mean, do your hobbies, and this is advice to everyone. Go, you know, you have hobbies, right? You go hiking, or you play games, right? So you go to a store to buy the games. You're going to walk into someone with the similar interests, and you're going to have a cute meet, you know? You and her grab the same game off the shelf. Just, you know, go about your life doing things you like. Meeting up with friends every now and then. You know, you're going to meet people, and the first thing, how you're going to fall in love is you're going to have a nice conversation. Okay? I mean, a lot of people, yeah, they meet in clubs and blah, 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 but those relationships rarely last. So, like, if you're going to, I mean, those people who just hook up in a club, I mean, I'm sure there are many relationships that started that way and they're happy. I'm just saying, when you're a bit older, when you're like 28, 29, and you don't go to clubs anymore, just go out and live life, have fun, and you'll meet someone that enjoys the same things you want to do, you know? Yeah. Sadly, socializing is how you meet people. I always say, if I wasn't in a serious relationship, I would probably be single for the rest of my life, because I would move in with my parents, and I would just stream and play games and take care of my cats. I wouldn't want to go out with friends. Hanku has friends, and he drives us to our friends, and I'd be what do you call them? What do you call those people that neat? Cherry says, I do have a type. 1.9 meters, white hair, and unattainable because he's an anime guy. But yeah, I don't think I'd be able to meet anyone if I was in a relationship right now. Although I guess maybe you could meet someone online. I've heard of YouTubers meeting each other, but I wouldn't go to them. They'd have to come to me. Like, hey, I'm at my parents' house in South Africa. Do you want to come visit? You can't be a neat if you stream though. No, not like don't socialize. I just mean never leave the house type of. Like, I'm sorry if you want to be strict about the meaning of neat. I just meant like I wouldn't leave the house. I didn't. You can't be a neat. I wasn't trying to be one. Are you like gatekeeping neat, being a neat? I came to terms with being alone years ago and I'm good with it. Being alone isn't the worst thing in the world. That's true as well. Like, this kind of thing is nice to see, but you have to remember that this is the ideal. Like, half the time relationships are, more than half the time, relationships are very, very difficult. And if you step into a relationship, it's not just you anymore. You know, you have another person to take care of. They're gonna have their worst days. If you're gonna have kids, like, it's a whole different life. So you must really, really, really want that. And yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. Sometimes it's nice to just enjoy something from the outside, you know? Like, I don't want to be, what do you call those? You know those super successful ladies in the high heels and in corporate, and they're like boss bitches. Like, that's fun to watch a movie of. I don't want to be that person, but I also don't want to be like, let's say, super, I mean, okay, I've thought about how nice it might be to like be a super stay-at-home mom, raising freaking 6 kids. Like, I see these kinds of moms on TikTok a lot, and you know, them talking about the experience, and that also sounds nice, but I wouldn't be able to do that. So like, yeah, it's not for everyone. In India, if I kept being alone, my family would worry so much they'd die of worry. Just the way society is in my country. Interesting. But I mean, they would literally die. Right? Sounds scary. Maybe it's time to become a YouTuber. You could meet people that way, and then you go to YouTube Con or something. At the end of the day, socializing. That's how you meet people, as much as we don't want to hear it. But I also think friendships, like relationships, romantic relationships are dreamy, but you shouldn't undervalue familial and friendship relationships. In Greece, your family doesn't care if you are single. That's good. Some of my relatives literally died since their son had issues with marriage. Shows like stress, but that's, I mean, their death couldn't have been solely caused by that. They must have had like a lot of stress, and then that just added to it. And at least if they do die, then they'll leave you alone. So I know that sounds bad, but dying from stress because your son is single also sounds really bad. So okay, let's I'm gonna score the episode. Hey, where's my coffee? Seasonals, here we go. Seasonals, yeah. Spy Family episode 4. I like that they had this antagonist type, you know, that guy with the, his own wife left him, his daughter, he lost custody of his daughter. I wonder why. I mean, to be fair, sometimes dads do deserve, of course. Not now. There's often lots of times where the dad makes a better parent than the mother, but when you have a freaking dad like that, of course he's not going to get custody. So it's just hilarious to me how that character can be like, what did he say? He was judging her because she can't cook, and then literally you can't even hold on to your own damn family, you poop head. How can you judge someone? It's like, how can you say, oh, but he doesn't know that Lloyd knows that he's, So that's why he's acting all high and mighty, even though, like, no, that guy. If you are dying from stress, then there are other issues. I suggest less salt in their diet. Yeah. Okay. I'm not a fan of the term toxic masculinity being used lightly, but this guy embodied it. I don't even think that was about masculinity. That guy's not masculine at all. Toxic masculinity in my mind is like, I don't want my son to cry. I'm going to punch my son if he cries because he has to be a man. Like, I understand the... I don't know, but that to me, he wasn't toxic. There was no masculinity about him. It was, or like, I don't know, but that to me was just toxic behavior. It had nothing to do with being a man. I think the thing about, oh, you're a woman, you should be able to cook, you're his wife. That to me that was because, they have very strict traditional values. That was like traditional extremist. And to be fair, I really respect people with traditional values and stuff, but obviously it can get toxic. And that's what that was. So that man, I don't know, there was nothing masculine about him. Maybe misogynist, yes. Maybe. But like Blackblade said, it was basically a jaded person. He was salty because he's getting divorced, and he's clearly just a bad person. But you can see it's because we were talking about it the other day, actually, how oftentimes with generations, the following generation worsens. Like, let's say his grandfather established the school, right? And he was poor and he couldn't get a good education, so he wanted to build a great school where they value education, and so that his children could have what he didn't have access to. So now the great-grandfather or the grandfather builds the school with his blood, sweat, and tears, and the next one becomes a teacher, and as the time goes on, the generations improve in terms of, like, I want to provide for my family what I couldn't get access to. So then the next one, let's say his father, he grew up with a father that taught him those values, but he obviously didn't have to build the school with his own blood, sweat, and tears. He could just teach there. So he grew up more fortunate, but not with those exact same values, but he could still carry on what his father taught him. But then in the third generation, what often happens is that's where it gets fucked up, because they just got everything. That guy got everything handed to him on a silver platter. And he didn't have to work hard to get that position in the school because his great-grandfather helped establish the school. His father was the headmaster, and now he's just, so he has no humility, and yeah. Not to sympathize with the asshole, but the guy lost his wife and child a month before. At his age, you don't have many people to help you through it, so easy to lash out at others. Been there before. Yeah, I thought there was one moment in the beginning where I felt bad for him when I heard that he lost custody of his daughter. That was the only moment where I felt bad for him. But lashing out at someone is only understandable when it's like a high pressure situation. If you're sitting there shitting on a little girl just because you're going through a rough time, that is where my sympathy for you ends. Like I can understand someone lashing out. I've lashed out at people, but you have to, I draw the line at making little girls cry. Yeah, like nothing that he did was, it was like crass, but it wasn't horrible. It's just like, oh, salty. But then when he was mean to Anya and he was making her cry and like kind of pushing it, at that point, dude, now he deserved to be punched. He doesn't deserve to be beaten to a pulp, but he deserved the punch. Strong men make for good times make for weak men, and weak men make bad times. Bad times create strong men, and so on and so on. Yes, that's pretty much the whole generational thing. I mean, I understand that each generation obviously builds on the last and improves on some things, but yeah, I've definitely noticed a similar trend in families. A couple of rich families from Richards Bay that I know about, where, you know, the grandfather established something really great and then the sons take over, and then the values and the hard work essentially get less and less, and humility disappears. Knox says, I agree. That dude had the forethought. Let me ruin this child's day. Maybe if he was unaware he was being an ass, but that dude knew. Yeah, he wanted to make them fail. That to me is like, the only issue is that you got to separate your own personal issues in a professional environment, especially if you are working with children. Because if you know what the shit person you're being, or that you're going through a rough time, take some time off, maybe go to see a therapist, go to the gym, punch a punching bag. But yeah, like Knox says, he had the forethought. He thought, I'm going to fail them because they're happy. Like, no, fuck you. You deserve to be punched. Let's hope that he learns something and comes back stronger. Okay, score. So obviously the fact that the story gets us talking this much is really good. It was a slower pace, but it's perfect for this show because, you know, it's this, I don't know, there's just something really special about the show, and you want to sit with them. You want to see them drink tea and think about things. Like, it's kind of like it's not a slice of life, but it has its slice of life moments that I really appreciate. Where do I start? I want to start by scoring the characters, and I want to say it's an easy 9 out of 10 for me, if not higher. But I'm gonna hold myself back a bit and give it a 9, because including the asshat, they're all very well written characters that get your thoughts turning and the conversation flowing. Yes. As Blackblade says, they're doing a really good job at interpreting an adult or adults through the perspective of a 6-year-old. I love the headmaster. I was worried I would not like him, but he is easily my favorite character. Eleganto. Yeah, he's definitely eccentric, but enjoyable. I like people with that kind of passion, and it's sincere too. It's not like he's... Yeah, it's sincere. Okay, so I would give it a strong 9 for characters, although I could give it a 9.5, but I'm being strict with myself. Visuals, 8.5. Love the consistency. It's just overall a really nice style, smooth visuals. We didn't have a moment like in the previous episode where, you know, you had some action, but he did freaking punch the table. The expressions were great. I love how they show the change in Yoru's personality from, you know, Yoru versus assassin skills. When she pulls out her assassin skills, the face she makes, it just, Yoru versus the cow. That was just so good. He really loves his school and being an educator. My guy. Yeah. The world definitely needs more of that. I feel like some, because you guys know that this show has been getting a lot of hate on TikTok and stuff, and we don't care about the hate from TikTok because honestly, not worth talking about. But I feel like it's gonna get worse because this show does to some extent, how do you say? It puts traditional family values, because they're not a traditional family. Like they're not. I mean, he's a spy and she's a assassin. So I'm not talking about the perfect family, but there is you know, traditional family values and especially with the school as well, like, I don't know, but I feel like some people are gonna hate it for that. Does that make sense? What would they hate on this show? It's so unproblematic. No, they'll find it promotes the nuclear family in some way, and I feel like some people are gonna have a problem with that, even though it shows that the nuclear family doesn't need to be perfect. They just need to love each other. They just need to want to help each other and support each other. Like, I feel like it's a very beautiful, strong message. But yeah, I definitely see the TikTok fans that were already making issues with the show before this are definitely going to make issues again. A nuclear family is a family group consisting of parents and their children, typically living in one home residence. It is in contrast to a single-parent family, the larger extended family, or family with more than 2 parents. So a nuclear family is just 2 people living together, raising a child in a home. Because, you know, things have changed a lot. So a lot of people believe that nuclear families are kind of good for society. Not saying that everyone should have a nuclear family, but that kind of safety, stability can help a community, I guess. I'm going to get cancelled for saying this, aren't I? But anyway, so that's what people believe about the nuclear family and what it's meant to represent. And there are people who hate, like, very extremist feminists hates the idea of the nuclear family because it forces women into certain stereotypes of yeah. And so that's why I'm saying I think that people on TikTok who are often like that will find a way to make this show problematic. Yes, Cherry, yes. Having a traditional family is offensive to some. I'll show you some videos on the topic of people speaking about it, some specific groups that are very much against the nuclear family. Anyway. Audio. I mean, the voice actors are amazing. And the sound effects, everything, like, I can't think of how they could improve it. I'm going to go with 8.8 for audio. It's near perfect. Story 9 and enjoyment 9.4. I really love it, and my enjoyment is only getting better with the show, and I'm just getting more invested in these characters and their story. Not radioactive kids. Nah, you don't get cancelled until my exposed video is out. Mother gives this episode a 9.1. Tiago gives it a 9.2. Very elegant. Johnny gives it a 9.5. Vasilij 9.3. Wait. Why is my score looking so? Oh, it's 8.9. If I'm definitely how? I'm rounding up audio to a 9. And I'm rounding up enjoyment to a 9.5. Okay. $8.7 from Dark Shadow, 9 from Mike. If they cancel you for that, they should cancel Switzerland too. Even our university teaches about how traditional families are small communities that make society work easier. See, cancel Switzerland, not me. I was not saying anything. I was just saying what Switzerland was saying. But I can understand why I'm not going to keep talking about this. 9 for me too. If he wasn't already before, Lloyd is my favorite after this episode. I really love Lloyd. I love that he stood up for, you know, he didn't lose himself, but he almost did, but he had such bad energy there, you know? And so did Yoru. Really protective. Oh, very interesting about Anya, right? Because we don't know who her parents are. She was an orphan. But the mention of her, when she was thinking about her mother, she seemed to cry. So she definitely remembers her. So yeah, there might be some really emotional episodes ahead for us. Maybe meeting her biological mother or something. Don't tell TikTok or Twitter that. They will cancel Sweden out of confusion. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching my reaction, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week for episode 5. Bye.